been listening to this soundtrack, so it's really hilarious to be having this car discussion. And
Yes, it's a very intense car discussion.
Oh, I have completely missed the soundtrack. There we go. Change my sound settings that comes through my headphones. Oh yeah, bit of dramatic violin going on there.
Well, I'm almost ready. I mean, come on. I'm almost finished reopening the bare minimum of things. Oops, did you do that?
Yeah, sorry.
I changed the avatars of some things.
I was just thinking, I'm sure the Ranger didn't look like that last time, and then I've zoomed in, she's kind of hot.
Actually, some of these guys should look differently, and I don't know why they don't. I don't know what I did. Maybe something didn't get saved. Because the blacksmiths should look hotter, too. That's disappointing. Wait. Well, it's too late for me to figure out why the blacksmith isn't hot. Damn it. But see, like, the kid and the ranger, they're changed. They're showing the new faces. It's just him, I think, at the moment. So, I don't know. I guess I'll live with that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, because you had manga for the little girl and the little boy. Now, where did you get the tokens, then?
I got them off of the Fantasy Grounds Forge.
Alright.
Because I had 2 weeks to just, do stuff or commit crimes. So I did game prep stuff. I mean, I did other things, but yeah. I had 2 weeks, and I'm gonna try some dark magic. It worked!
Oh yeah, that definitely looks hotter.
Yeah, and he's working. He's working. He's using his hands. He's doing craftsmanship. It's obviously hotter than a guy just standing there in a weird cap,
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, I mean, as always, I'm the last one who is physically prepared. But if everybody else is physically, if not emotionally prepared,
am I supposed to be seeing a map?
Yeah, I can reshare it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Love it. See, that helps too. Now I remember where we were. Okay.
Yeah. And so with that, actually, I'm trying to shrink it so we can actually see everybody. But I wanted to have more visibility. Oh man. Cause see, this is all Kai's fault. And that other guy, Colton Gray, because you guys lollygagged, and so you're way back, still practically approaching the house where you killed all of those dire zombie wolves, and everybody else is in the business. They're in where the action is, on the other side of the map. Okay, I had a few housekeeping. What were you saying, Rach? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No. You carry on.
So I put down some housekeeping notes. One was talking about how loosey-goosey I was tracking things last week and how it was complete chaos with our disadvantages and our advantages and stacking fairy fires, the paladin shield what's-its, and the invisibility and the ranged attacks and melee range and all that stuff. So I tried to do some things at least where I could add effects for things like invisibility and fairy fire. And I added them to Terrell's actions tab. Maybe not the invisibility, but I did add fairy fire. Since that's the thing you can do. Yeah, since that's the thing you can do with your bow blade. I think.
Oh, yes, of course. You mentioned that.
I thought it was you who cast it with your bow blade.
Hang on, let me just check.
Or am I delusional?
I remember the lightning, I don't remember the... Oh yeah, when attuned you can use a bonus action to cast fairy fire.
Alright. So I copied fairy fire effect so that you can drag that to things that fail against your fairy fire.
Cool.
I did download the extension for R of Protection that Groovy suggested, so that might be automated now. It did not come with installation instructions. It was off of the Fantasy Grounds Forge for activating it, beyond just like, I have it as an active extension in this game. And I don't know what else I need to do to make it work right, so...
Alright, well, we'll see how it goes.
But I think we might have effects for that, or maybe because we've talked about it now, we might be more conscientious about that effect, since it's so nice.
Yeah, so just as a reminder to everyone, if you're within 10 feet of me and you have to make a saving throw, you get a bonus to it, which is the equivalent of my charisma modifier, which is
+3.
3 plus 3.
Yeah.
So you get plus. If you're close to me, you get +3 to your saving throw.
So huddle up within 10 feet of Terrell for glory. And does it say it's for all allies? Does that affect allies, or does that...
Yeah, it says me or friendly creature.
Okay, so I need to also remember that affects, like, the poor ranger chick who keeps getting dropped, because she's within 10 feet of you now.
Yes.
So here's hoping that works. Or here's hoping I remember. I also added your Shocking Bolt from your Bow Blade as a daily spell to your Actions tab.
Cool.
I don't think I marked it off as used, but it's there for the next time that you use it.
Right.
And then what else? Oh, I used an entry for when you attack aberrations or undead with your Bow Blade that will roll the bonus D8 of slashing damage against those creature types that you were supposed to get. Which I don't think we ever talked about. I don't know if it happened.
Okay.
Yeah, with all the undead fighting lately, I don't know if that's actually come up in the conversation.
I don't remember, no.
But so much housekeeping, and it really centered around you, Terrell. So I hope it helps. I hope it helps with something. Last session. Summary of last session. You started out at the Last Place Inn, where you had encountered two otherworldly creepy little girls. Terrell, you were spooked and you switched on your divine sense. The little girls gave off undead vibes, so combat quickly ensued. Terrell cast a moonbeam on the twins, which they didn't particularly enjoy. The party was disappointed to learn the little girls could become invisible.
Very disappointed.
Yeah. To quote Yelena, that's not fair.
I mean, she's not wrong. Wait. All these bad guys who can just turn invisible.
You can be incorporeal and invisible all the time.
Yeah,
I
bloody Ghost did it last time as well.
Undead suck, man. Undead suck. But Terrell had a solution, and that was to use the Fairy Fire ability for her sword, the Bow Blade, successfully tagging one of the creepy girls with a green outline. She also succeeded in outlining Mr. Hopsy, a rabbit construct built from the remains of the girl's former pet. Mr. Hopsy was not a cuddly bunny. Anyone who made a melee attack on the rabbit construct risked an electric shock for their trouble. Anyone but Terrell. Terrell got zapped a little, but it wasn't really anyone else's problem because, in Kai's own words, I'm not moving further into the room. Man, I love it when I write down things you actually said during the session. Yelena and the villager you rescued at the inn, Fulton Gray, agreed. Terrell's the only one who's saying, "Come at me, bun bun, I'm bulky." I don't think you actually said that. I think I paraphrased that one.
But it is, yeah.
But you were kind of like, "Come at me." You were kind of "come at me, bun" at one point.
Yeah.
Of course, Mr. Hopsy made things annoying for everybody who wanted to hang back by scooching into melee range, and all of you received owies, but you proved victorious. The group took a short rest to recover, so you've now been in Zelbross about 5 hours. It's been 5 hours since you left behind the caravan on a agreement with Lady Belafana Than that she'd give you 3 days before she started trying to come up with an alternate route to get past Zelbross. You made your way to investigate the house giving SOS smoke signals. During your trek, you passed a bend in the Dilimbir River that cuts through Zelbross. where the village mines its renowned porcelain clay from the riverbanks. In the water, Yelena made out a murky, non-humanoid amphibious figure, and she recommended no swimming.
We all heartily concurred.
Yeah. You found the home containing possible survivors under siege from a pack of undead dire wolves, which you dispatched. There's fireballs and stuff. In addition to the wolves, a pair of powerful floating undead barraged this home. The undead broke through one wall, immediately threatening the lives of those within. Terrell and Yelena reached the collapsed wall, while Kai and the villager you rescued, Polton Gray, hung back a bit. Terrell and Yelena spotted at least 3 survivors inside the building attempting to fight off the undead. A tiefling woman who cast some eldritch energy, a handy-looking human man who seemed to be able to cast some spells, and a human ranger woman who was repeatedly laid unconscious by the undead, only to be resuscitated temporarily by some kind of constructed turret in the room that is emitting an aura of positive energy. When we left off this session, a cacophony exploded in the room next door. You heard a shattering of the cabin's wood floor, and Terrell and Yelena have the sense of some large undead that has joined the fray in the room next door. So, there is a roar, a growl. Like, I can't make really good sounds. But it's like larger, more growly than anything you have heard thus far from the zombies in the village of Zelbross.
Okay.
I'm also not sure where we left off in the initiative order. So, I think let's just start with Kai, since he's the first one of you in the initiative order.
Okie dokes. Well, I guess Kai's going to try and get closer. I can't even remember why Kai stayed up there.
You didn't know what was down south.
Right, okay. But I can... So, Yelena and Terrell, yeah, made it down there all right. So I'm assuming that I'm all right to just carry on. Yeah. So I'll do a dash to get double movement, so I can get there a bit quicker. So that would be 12 squares.
Yeah, dash would be 12 squares. Yep.
Right, and I think that's it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So you're closer to where Yelena is, and she's like kind of obviously she has this like something is happening expression that you can see from a distance, but you can't see around the corner yet to see any of the fun.
And that's me.
Okay. With that, Terrell, you will see the tiefling lady let loose a stream of eldritch energy in the direction of the undead that everybody is fighting in this room. But it misses, because I've been rolling like crap for the past 2 days. And then it is your turn. And she's going to reposition a little bit like that.
Okay, and I've got a weep directly behind me, and so I could step into the building. Then there's a gap in the wall, so I could step through if I needed to.
Yeah, you could. You would like incur an opportunity attack.
Okay, then I'm going to attack weep 2.
Stepping away from weep 2.
Yeah, that's fine. Bow blade. Ooh, start well.
22, that is pretty good.
Alright, and then I'm going to attack him again. because what else am I going to do at this point? Wow.
Now,
Yay.
are you doing the right damage die?
I'm doing the drag of 1d8 plus 5 and 1d4.
Yeah, you should be doing the 2d8 one because it's an undead thing you're fighting.
Oh. So I should have doubled that.
Yeah, roll another d8 for both of those attacks, and I will manually take it away. But there's like a second entry for your bow blade for damage against specific crap.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I've missed that completely. Sorry, so that was the first d8. There's a second.
Okay, so 8 more damage than what you had, so that's okay.
Where's my second attack thingy then for it?
Oh my gosh. It should be right below the first one.
Oh, no, you're right. I've completely missed that. Wow. Alright.
And I talked about it during housekeeping.
I know, I'm sorry. It's been a really long couple of weeks.
OMG. But okay, now we have, but see, this is a learning experience.
Yeah, you see, I was so caught up in the fairy fire and the sparking bolts, I've just completely bypassed that.
Okay. Alright. So you've done a whole lot of damage. What did you do? You did like 33 damage total to that weep?
11 plus 14 is 25. Yeah, 33.
Which isn't shabby.
Not bad.
Is that everything you want to do?
Yeah, I don't think I've got any bonus actions I can use. Hang on. Actually, it'd take me too long to actually find any bonus actions I can use, so that's an action. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna save all my undead attacks for the big thing that's coming through the floor.
Can I shoot it?
Shoot it.
Shoot it.
There you go.
Unfortunately, it's weep one's turn.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Rude.
This week he's just going to try to. It is going to try to bite and claw at its favorite ranger. And wait a sec, let me do this one thing, because I'm gonna put your your aura is still there. Actually, maybe I should test to see if the extension thing works without me doing anything else. I'm going to, let me roll this thing. Boop. Well, I rolled a 26. That's a terrible test. That's an absolutely stupid test because nobody here has like more than 26 armor class. Okay. Well.
Does that class though as because it's a saving throw? Oh no, this is the aura thing, isn't it? Hang on.
Well, she's dropped again. I think. Oops. Yeah, she's pretty much dropped again. So she's dropped back in place. So the weep kind of whirls around and it tries to go after the blacksmith and claws at him. But he whiffs it amazingly, rolling an 11. And so that is the weep's turn. Though he's gonna zhuzh just a little. He's still adjacent to those two people, but a little bit farther away from you. The second guy, who is right next to you, Terrell. Whom you just laid out. Oh, you know what? I've been ignoring a lot of stuff, but okay, we're going to have this weep, because of the damage that you did to it last turn, it seems to start emitting this chain of crying and blubbering sounds, just weeping, as if the weapon harm that you've done to it has shattered its soul and it is grieving.
Right, well, that's not creepy at all.
Man, it doesn't give me a range. So I'm going to say that okay, so like everybody within 30 feet, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where Yelena isn't exactly in a square right now, so I don't know whether you're in 30 feet or not. So we'll just say everybody, Terrell, you need to make a wisdom saving throw, and all the other people who are in this room need to make a wisdom saving throw. Well, like the people who aren't dead.
Bloody hell, that was a 15 briefly.
Oh, ignore me. This is what happens. We start playing D&D and I get brain farts. You did fail that, by the way, Terrell. I'll tell you what happens as soon as I get my act together. Boop, boop. Alright. Okay, the tiefling lady, she miraculously succeeds, and the blacksmith...
Actually, it's not added my charisma modifier to that.
It's a wisdom saving throw, that's why.
Oh, it's wisdom, that's why. Yeah.
We don't really
No, it doesn't say that. No, it doesn't say it has to be.
Wait,
does
your art of protection do anything to saving throws? It does. It adds +3.
Yeah, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier with a minimum bonus of +1. So, and it's me or a friendly creature within 10 feet. So, does that mean that
I don't think the thing is working. Let me drag art of protection to you.
Okay.
We'll add 3 to your 9, but you still fail.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to take whatever I can. So.
The blacksmith also failed, and I'm since they're diagonal to you, I'm treating that as like 15 feet.
Okay.
Since it's diagonal rather than straight on. Like diagonally, every other square is 10 feet. And what happens is, oh, I wish I had like set this up. You guys have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of this weep's next turn. But because the tiefling succeeded, she is now immune to this weeping dirge business. So if this happens again, ain't bothered. The tiefling isn't bothered. But let's see. Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. I'm like rushing to create an effect. Whoop. Okay, that's not right. Sorry, I'm so slow. Okay, Terrell. Hopefully this is gonna work. Boop. Alright, that is Weep 2's turn. Now, Yelena, you can shoot things.
Yay! That's what I'll do. And I whiff that. Okay, we'll see if we not whiff this one.
Yeah, 12 misses. A 16 does hit.
Vulnerable.
So there's partially resistant and there's vulnerable. One thing, what you find is your arrow strikes true. And I might have said something before about last session about the weep does seem particularly susceptible to the psychic damage that your attacks does, your Fae ancestry, that whole effect. But something that I forgot last session is when this happens, because the weep is so vulnerable to the psychic damage, it lets out another shriek. And everyone in the range of that shriek that can hear it. So, they don't give a guideline for like how do we determine whether or not you hear it. I'm just gonna like I think we're supposed to automatically do it. They don't give the range either. So,
I mean, it's fair if I hear it because I shot him.
Everybody takes that same amount of psychic damage based off of this of hearing this shriek. So everyone takes 3 psychic damage, except for like Kai. Kai is still too far away. Fulton Gray is still too far away to really have the effects of this. So I'm gonna like 3 damage everybody. Ow! 3. Did I get everybody? I think I got everybody. And is there anything else for your turn?
If I take a healing potion, that's an action, right? It's not a bonus, right?
You can do a healing potion. Like, you can drink a potion as a bonus action. You just can't feed one. Like, feeding a healing potion to someone else takes an action.
Okay.
So yes, you can take a healing potion as a bonus action.
Alright, I will do... It says drinking or administering a potion takes an action, so...
Yeah, that's like the default rule. But house rule is that...
Oh, house rule, okay.
Yeah. Is drinking a potion yourself, that's bonus, but feeding it to someone else is the full action.
Okay, gotcha. So I will... Turn aside. Yeah, I feel like it's a good time to do this. Drink that sucker down, and so it's 2d4 plus 2. So I just roll 2d4.
Yes.
Wow, when did you take all that damage?
Last time.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but I don't remember you getting hit that much.
It's 5 plus 2, so 7.
All right. Giving yourself back 7 hit points.
Take that out of my inventory.
Did you give yourself back the 8?
Was it 8 or was it 7?
The 7, the number that is... Yes, I see it now, okay. Alright, so that's your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. I'm done.
Okay. We're going to move on to this turret in the center of the room. It goes off again, emitting a wave of energy. And the wave number 1 takes 9 points of damage from that positive energy. The poor ranger, she comes back to her feet again with 9 temporary hit points. She's not having a good day. Absolutely no good. Stinky day. And then from the next room, there is a kerfluffle. The sound of things being knocked and beaten, and more kind of like roaring, growling sounds, like "Arr, arr, arr." Like something's looking around. It's hunting. It's looking for a target, and it lets out this kind of roar of frustration because it doesn't see an immediate target, and it just starts banging on wood, the walls, something in the next room. It doesn't seem to be the wall immediately to your right. Another one, but it's banging on it. And I'm gonna roll one thing. Blah, in the tower. And you hear a small crack of wood. It seems to have made some progress with whatever it's beating against. Top of the initiative order. Words are hard, yo. This person, this ranger, she stands up and what does she do? I don't even know what she can do really here. But she she is just going to like try and strike with her short sword at this weep in front of her. She's gonna go down fighting. She's like, there's this desperation in her expression that Terrell can see, that like she knows that she's on the edge, and she's just doing everything she can to take out these creatures while she can. She hits with a 16. And she does 3 damage with her short sword. Just check something else. Okay, never mind. The blacksmith's turn. The blacksmith, he kind of takes a measure of the situation, and then he casts Cure. Ooh, wait, he moves 1 square, and then he casts Cure Wounds on the ranger. And she gets healed for 8 points. And that is his fascinating turn. Polton Gray, who Kai left behind, he kind of just sneaks up to these trees. He gets a little bit closer, but he's still kind of like hanging back by the trees, not rushing like Kai is. And Kai, it's your turn again.
Okay. I shall move a bit further down. Okay. So can I see the weep now?
Yeah, you can see there's this grotesque kind of partially floating undead creature that kind of looks like it's wearing a shroud, and it seems like it's trying to, it's got like kind of its hands raised claw-like, and it's menacing, trying to hover over Terrell. And Terrell is kind of turning her attention between that creature and stuff that's happening inside this building that you can't see yet.
Okay. So I'm gonna chuck a firebolt at the weep. If I can remember how to do it. Do I do attack or the save? No,
it's an the firebolt is an attack.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. What?
Oh no! Do you have any inspirations? You do have an inspiration.
Oh, I do. Yeah,
I'll let you use it if you want to choose that to re-roll this.
Yes.
But you can also save it for some emergency. I don't know.
No, I'll re-roll it. Right, let's try again.
26, much better. All right, so you do 12 points of fire damage.
Yes.
To the weep. It neither seems vulnerable nor resistant to this fire damage. Good old-fashioned dead burning.
Yeah. Okay, so and I think that's my turn, isn't it?
It is your turn, unless you have some kind of bonus action that you would like to perform.
I don't think so.
All right. All right. The tiefling lady is up, and she is going to cast another blast of eldritch energy against the weep that is inside. But she's still blowing it completely. I mean, this is the second time she's missed in a row. Get your act together, lady. Terrell, it's your turn.
Alright, so I felt the whoosh of heat from Kai's fireball. So I'm just going to throw a look over my shoulder and say, right, you guys take care of this thing and I am going to misty step inside.
Ooh! So now you got all sorts of people that are within 10 feet of you.
Yep, so that was a bonus action. I'm just going to lay into that weep. Can I see what's making the crashing noise while I'm inside?
No, because there's doors.
Okay, fine.
You can tell it's coming from the east, the room next door, but the door is closed to that room right now.
Right, okay. Alright, so my first attack misses, obviously disorientated from the thing, and also the bastard's disadvantaged me. Ah, god damn it! Right, that is all I can do.
I'm going to add this aura of protection to all these other people.
Oh, shit, I found something else I could have done instead. But yeah, that's me.
Okie dokie. That means it is the weep that's beside you. It's their turn. You've kind of presented a fresh target, Terrell.
Mm-hmm.
So the weep immediately tries to bite you. It hits you with a 23. And it does 15 damage. You can tell that there's something sickly that kind of sinks into your bloodstream as this creature bites you, and there's something toxic that's just kind of flowing heavy in your bloodstream now.
Okay.
The creature roars up, kind of rears up, and then it follows up the bite with a slash at you with one of its claws. But it misses with a 16. The second weep, finding its target has gone inside, floats in after, and it tries to bite the ranger.
Oh god, the poor ranger.
It hits with a 23.
I throw my shield out, it needs to roll at disadvantage.
Okay, let me roll again.
It's alright, I meant to say that
wait.
sooner.
Let me attack. Let me put because it was partially absorbed, so I need to like let me recover things. Oh god, I don't remember how much temporary she had. Okay, so she had 12 wounds, but I can't remember. I think she had, I want to say 8 temporary hit points. Am I crazy? Wait.
No.
She took 7. It was 16, so that means that 9 temporary hit points were taken away. Okay. Now I'll roll again.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, same thing.
Another 23, so it still happens. But I'll roll damage again, and maybe it will be less this time. See, it's less.
Yay.
Yeah. So she's still standing. She's still standing. And she was still standing before, but this time she has 6 whole freaking hit points. It's crazy. That is that weep's turn. And Yelena, you're up.
Alrighty.
Oh, you do hear, actually, any of you, even Kai, can roll a perception check.
Okay.
If I can get my window up. Ha!
Oh, natural 20 for Yelena and a shot of moonshine for me. That is, both Terrell and Yelena, you hear the sound of a dog barking. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Very, very like defensive barking. Coming from deeper inside of this cabin. And it's like a little grrr. It sounds like a young dog. And Yelena specifically, you can pick out, this sounds like a puppy. Now, Yelena, your turn.
Well, that's upsetting. Alright, do I still have a line of sight on the weep?
It is partially blocked. You might have to move a little bit closer to get a straight, not restricted angle. Like right now it's like -2 cover. But yeah, now you can see it.
Alright.
Sorry, just to interrupt. Fantasy Grounds has just kicked Rach out, so she's logging back in.
Who knows?
Kicked her out!
Yaha!
Oh my
Very
god, you're
rude.
being persecuted!
Yeah.
Fantasy Grounds does not like your rolls. Maybe... It's like, what? You used initiative? Your inspiration? What?
Yeah.
Alright.
Woo, dirty 20.
Worries me is this guy might scream again. I wish nobody has any sort of silencing effects.
Only about killing it.
I'm gonna say heads up. If I plug my ears really quickly, does that help?
I would have you make some kind of a dexterity save
Alright.
to see if you are fast enough, and it's got to be like at least a 15. No. You try, but you're just not fast enough to stop off the wail that comes from the psychic damage that is inflicted. But it's only 1 point of psychic damage to everyone.
Okay.
Kai, you're still far enough away that you're not affected.
Yay.
Alrighty. Incoming. Sorry, so sorry.
Wait, did I
Just
get you?
die. Just die.
Oh! Okay, so that's another 3 psychic damage for everyone. Did I give you 1 psychic damage, Elena?
I do not know. I'm not
Okay.
even looking at my...
I'm just gonna do the 3 because I can't
No.
remember now. I'm super confused with life.
3 psychic damage though.
Alright.
I felt like I already went down the list to give most people the 1 psychic damage from her first hit.
Ah, right, got you.
So I'm going to turn over to Kai. He's like, do you have anything that can shut him up?
And you see, like, Kai, everybody around you is like, they're just flinching, like they're feeling this, like, and you see, like, the ranger lady, she's almost, this is really, like, she was still standing on her feet, but these psychic attacks have almost taken her out again.
Like I'm probably possibly not doing absolutely no good. Yeah.
But you did inflict, like, 12 damage on the weep. And
all right,
it's looking a bit scraggly. That shroud is just like hanging bandages now. There's arrows sticking out of this thing. It's floating like an inch lower. So you've definitely done a significant amount of damage to this thing, but it's still up.
All right, I'm done.
And
nothing else I can do.
It's a little bit worse off than the one that is inside next to Terrell.
I'm going to turn to Kai and say, I think this dude's really flammable. If you can get over here and take him out.
Yeah. Yep.
The Eldritch Cannon does its positive burst again.
Ow.
This time giving 11 points of healing, or temporary hit points, to everybody within 10 feet of it. So that is Terrell. You get 11 points. Let me give that to you.
Ooh.
Terrell, where are you? I've lost you, Terrell. Okay.
Right there. The big bird in an armor.
Okay. The big bird in armor. All right. So you've been healed for 11. The blacksmith and the... Oh, I wasn't treating them as within 10 feet, but I don't know what to do. Oh my god. Okay, but the ranger gets 10 points back, and that's pretty... I mean, 11 points, and that's pretty important. Mm-hmm. I mean, wow, she has more than half her health now. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna do it because this is gonna be a long freaking combat if everybody's gonna be like derp to derp. All right, and more importantly, I need to apply 11 damage to the stupid weep. Okay. Okay, the second weep was just out of range of this turret. So sad. More crashing from the room next door. Sorry, this is me just like forgetting everything, forgetting how things work, forgetting how Fantasy Grounds functions.
I'm the same way. It's like every time I come back into this program, I was like, how do you do that again?
All right, there's more beating, but this time you hear the sounds of pounding from the next room over, but there's not an accompanying crack of wood like there was the first time around.
Can I see inside? So over to the right, where that room is, that a door that's open? Can I? If I move over there, can I see?
There are. I will mark where. Let me draw on the map.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That door's closed.
Mm-hmm.
That door's open. And there are doors you can't see that are closed.
Okay, there was just something weird. In that room that's on the right, yeah.
All right. And Everything else is like a barricaded window. Oh, this is like this.
Gotcha, it's barricade.
So
Okay.
like this is barricaded front door. You know, and everything else is like a barricaded window that you might think is a door. I hope that helps. All right. The ranger, she has a turn. Oh my goodness. She is going to go with her short sword again. This time on the weep that you have been shooting at, Yelena. Woo! And she does a 21. But she only strikes it for 2 points of damage because it's partially resisted. It's just a normal rapier or short sword. Sword pointy thing. The blacksmith. He rears back with a hammer. Attacking the weep next to Terrell. Oh, and I just remembered something. Let me do that over again because I forgot to remove the disadvantage because that weep that did the big whale that gave people disadvantage and stuff it's the end of their turn now, so that effect should go away.
Cool.
So, Terrell, you have been recovered. Did I do that to anyone else? Ranger lady. No. Okay, cool. So let me roll his attack again. And still decent, yay, 22. So he strikes the weep with a hammer, and there's like a little frizzle of lightning that comes out of it, much like your bow blade, but this is a hammer. And it seems that the creature did partially resist whatever damage he did, but he did 5 damage.
Okay.
So it's like a war of attrition. Slowly but surely, you're chipping away at these things. Polton Gray continues kind of creeping closer, but he's not dashing. Kai, it's your turn.
Okie dokes. Right, I shall move a little bit closer. So I can see the weep, yeah, from where I am. Yeah.
You need to be a little bit closer. You can see it, but it is partially covered. So any ranged attacks would be a -2 to hit. You'd have to be more like closer to where Yelena is to not have -2 to hit.
Can you remember where I started off?
God, if I can remember. Let's say I'm gonna say you've moved 4 squares. You have 2 more you can move. Let me see. Yeah, there is a straight line from. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a straight. Yeah, you can just barely like tag his butt.
Right. I'm gonna use one of my level 2 spells and try and get rid of this guy. Scorching Ray. So that's 3 thingies, 3 hits. So I have to thingy 3 times. So bear with. Miss.
So 13 misses.
Oh, what?
Nat 1. Fantasy Grounds really is not liking you today. Yeah, that's a shot for Kai.
Yep.
Hey. Ah, some success!
Yay!
So thwop thwop thwop. It's because you're aiming around Yelena a little bit, and you know there's just this little bit sliver of the backside that you're aiming for. So it's a little bit tricky. So your first and second one's kind of, one goes to the left, one goes to the right, but the fourth hits him smack in the buttocks, and there's like this flare of fire as the weep takes 4 damage.
Right, well, but you know, I had full intentions of completely taking that weep out with my 3 bloody scorching rays. I'm not impressed at all. Right, I'm going back to me camp trips, me free spell. Right, that's me done, I think.
Oh man, it would have been great had all of them hit. That would have really been. That would have been brilliant. Tiefling lady, she's trying this Eldritch Blast again. I mean, I'm not calling it Eldritch Blast. I haven't been calling it Eldritch Blast, but it is Eldritch Blast. Boop. But see, I've had moonshine now, and that means I'm starting to forget being remotely coy about anything. In fact, I'm starting to forget, like, who am I actually shooting at? Am I shooting at Terrell? No, wait, I'm shooting at this week. Okay.
Please don't shoot at me.
And this time, finally, she lands a hit with her Eldritch Blast, getting a 22. And that does 8 force damage to that weep that is still smoking slightly from where Kai hit it with one of your scorching rays. But it's still standing. It looks pretty messed up, though. The weeps are back. This one, number 1, strikes at Terrell again.
Excuse me. You just skipped me altogether.
Oh, did I skip you altogether?
Rude.
Thank you for pointing that out. I don't know why I would skip you altogether. Gee.
Sure.
I hope I wasn't too excited about anything I might be planning to do.
Oh, God. Right. Did I hit it? Yes, I hit it.
Yes,
Right,
17
okay.
hits.
Okay, I'm gonna
Sorry
go with
about
a
that.
normal hit. That's fine.
Oh, lovely. That's 20 damage? 20 damage with 1 blow against that weep. It's still standing, but like this weep is messed up. They both look very messed up at this point. Threadbare weeps. Barely
Go for it
floating.
again, then. See if I can finish it off. Come on, you sod. Yes.
All right. Another hit. 25. And bam! With your second blow, you wipe that weep out of existence. Or actually, not out of existence, but like, it lets out one, like, it looks like it, or not it looks, it sounds like it's getting ready to let out one more shriek of horror, and you kind of brace yourself, but your blade cuts it short. And it doesn't completely dissipate, but more like it just subsides into this kind of blobby lump in a few remaining tatters of fabric onto the floor.
Spit on it. Okay. That is
Roll a ranged attack. No.
done.
The second weep, seeing its compatriot fall, decides to let out a wail.
Ah, motherfucker.
Oh. So it lets out a round of crying and blubbering, and everybody except for, well, actually everybody, because Kai's now within range. So everybody except for Polton Gray needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
And you all get +3 to it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, wait, not everybody. Kai and Yelena are not within 10 feet of you.
Oh shit, yeah.
But so far, everyone's saved. So you are now resistant to this effect. I'm sorry. This is me having a brain fart. Oh man, the ranger failed. The tiefling lady, she's saved last time, so she's resistant as well. The blacksmith, he also failed. So those two, they are at disadvantage now. That's not Weep's turn, so let me move it to you, Yelena, while I apply things to these other people.
So wait, is Weep 2? Weep 2 is Weep 1 is gone. Weep 2 is still with us?
Weep 1 is gone. Weep 2, the one that was closest to you, is still with us.
Is he in the house? Sort of in between the house?
He's like in the opening. Like his back is kind of where the opening to the house is. He's just inside of it. I keep calling it a he, but you know, we don't know what sex these weeps are. These are like gender neutral weeps.
Non-binary.
Yeah, non-binary. Until they identify their gender.
All right, I'm gonna
go ahead.
I'm gonna do biting arrow cantrip before I shoot him. So if a weapon attack hits, it deals damage as usual. In addition, the target becomes coated in thin frost until the start of your next turn.
Hang on, should you still? Oh no, it's all right. Never mind.
I mean, if I shoot him, yeah, he's gonna scream again, right? Or are we immune to that yet? What was that again?
We saved it.
They're two different things. So you're not immune to what he does when he takes psychic damage.
Shoot.
But you are immune to the wailing effect of the crying and the sobbing.
Okay.
And being a little bitch about stuff.
They're whiny zombies?
They're whiny.
Oh, don't know what to do. Looking back at my stuff here. If I hit with the... Yeah, I still have the psychic stuff, don't I? I can't drop the psychic.
The psychic is all you.
Yeah, that's all me. I'm hurting people when I use it, so I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but you do know that, like, say the ranger has recovered from the damage you did to her previously. Like, when that healing... you've seen that turret give off its boom of positive energy now, and you see that there's this thing that every 6 seconds seems to be pulsing out this healing energy close by.
So it's like it negates it. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you're like, there's kind of like this balance going on there, which, you know, you can appreciate being ranger in nature and stuff. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both. There you go.
The fact's alive.
This combat.
The fact's alive. Do I drag over biting arrow to this dude?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Just...
Oh, you actually gonna have to do it.
I didn't know how to get it to 1d6 cold. If that's only when he does his action. Let me just shoot him first.
Okay. Shoot him in the face, 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 face. All right, you hit with a 19.
All right.
All right.
As he makes a scream, I scream back mockingly.
Yeah. So it looks like he takes 10 damage, but everybody takes that 4 points of reflected psychic damage.
All right. Oh God, finally.
And with that, yeah, you drop this second weep.
Phew.
Phew.
And that's without the big
Another
thing where
lump.
there's stomping around.
Yeah.
So now we have something big coming through the floor. That's still a problem.
There's something big coming from the next room over. The door is still closed, so you don't know. You have no visuals. Yeah. Yeah, you're like people waiting, Beyonce fans waiting for the Renaissance visuals or like the Cowboy Carter visuals. You're waiting, and
So
I
I
guess
heard-
it's your next turn.
All right, and I'm waiting until the next turn. Yeah. So somebody
But
who's next?
You can move.
I'll move up to the opening
Okay.
and poke my head in. It's like, what's up? How we doing? How we all doing?
The Eldritch Cannon, the turret in the middle of the room, it does another burst of healing. This time it is... Woo! Maximum. It heals for 11 points. So, Terrell, you get 11 points back.
Yay! I like this turret. We take it with us when we go.
Oh my god, the ranger's completely healed. Almost everybody except for Terrell that is in this room currently that was fighting the creatures, they are now completely healed.
Yes, but the damage is nowhere near as bad as it was.
Yeah. So you're feeling...
Do I clue in that that's going on? So
yeah,
you know that I need to...
I'm gonna say yes, because you've spotted this happen. You've seen it happen twice. Everybody, like this, there's this burst of positive energy coming from this turret every 6 seconds or so, and twice you've seen everybody who's deeper in the room, who's close to it, suddenly have their wounds recover. You've seen gaping wounds close, and you're like, oh, it's like a mass cure wounds spell. Holy cow!
Nice. I guess I asked, can I get some of that?
And the blacksmith replies, you need to get closer, love.
Alrighty. Are we still in initiative? Can I climb through, or...
You're still in initiative. There is more bonking from the next... More bonking.
Phrasing.
I know.
That was not the right vocabulary. There is more pounding of... Oh, God.
Right.
It might not matter. There's more noise next door.
There's noise. There's noise coming from next door. But it doesn't seem to be breaking through anything yet. Only one crack of wood has happened so far. Since then, it has been ineffective pounding. God, I'm a wreck now. Top of the order, the ranger's turn. She exclaims, something in the next room.
You think?
Check on the children. So she moves forward, like completely ballsy for somebody who has been dropped like in the past minute at least 3 times, been on death's door, and she flings open the door. So let me get rid of that C. Boop. And now you can just make out, with the door opening, there is this large, hulking zombie, this corpse of ginormous size, at least 4 times the stature of any zombie you have seen. Yeah, it's a zombie of unusual size, basically. And it's hulking, and it seems to be pounding against the wall to the north. The ranger lets out a cry of alarm, and she shoots at this zombie with an arrow. Oh, I gotta get out of eraser mode. Ha Oh yeah, she still hits it even though she has that weep effect, which I think I should take off of everybody now since the weeps are all gone. But like, she still hits. So I won't reroll. And it takes 10 damage. And it lets out like, and kind of whirls around. pulling its attention away from the wall to the north. The blacksmith, he's called to action. With his bonus action, he moves the turret. I'm shifting her there. Very inconvenient for y'all, but it's going to be moving one movement closer. As he's gradually, he's starting to try to reposition it. So you kind of have to go around it, but it's not blocking the door. But it is something you kind of have to hop over. And then he rushes forward a little bit. And he lets out with a spell of lightning energy. It says it's success. Is it really success? I think that's lying. Oh, it is a success. Crap! Crap-a-doodle. Let me read the spell and make sure he doesn't take partial. He tries to unleash this lash of lightning energy toward this hulking zombie, but it doesn't work. It's probably because he tried to do this strength saving throw spell on something that is obviously hulking and strong. Wasn't thinking things through the blacksmith in this moment, but he tried.
I can't get rid of that.
Okay. It is now, Polton Gray. Polton Gray.
Kai's as he saunters down.
Kai's the only one I can see that he's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's like, I'm coming! Kai, it's your turn.
Right, are there any other openings? Or is it just this one that Yelena's in front of?
It's just the one that Yelena's in front of.
Okay, then I think I'm gonna have to go inside.
Yeah, you can't really see, you can't see what they're looking at, but you can tell that Terrell's attention and people are moving, seem to be moving out of this room.
There.
Now you can see that there's a big ass zombie in the next room.
So, can I sort of, is he in range, is he in sight for casting a spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an open door, so there is a straight line between you and this hulking zombie. It's large enough, and you can tell now that this thing came up from underneath the floor. It just basically busted through the floorboards of this cabin from below and jumped up. So there is kind of this hole near him in the floor.
Okay.
But he's taking up a significant amount of this room. So it's not too tricky to miss as long as you have a line of sight through the doorway.
Okay, so question to Yelena and Terrell. Why do I keep forgetting your name?
I have no idea.
Yeah, do I use my last level 3 spell and do Fireball? Or do I do one of my other ones?
I mean, on the assumption that no one else has attacked us after this, we could rest again.
Right. I mean, the thing about fire in the house seems bad. So if there's anything that's not flammable, I know that's your thing, but
yeah, the house does seem to be made. The cabin seems to be made of a lot of wood.
Yep, a lot of wood here.
Not entirely thatch roof, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and if we want to rest after this would possibly be an okay place to rest if zombies are gone, maybe.
Okay. Just trying to think.
Creative.
What else have you got other than fireball then?
There's acid. Acid splash.
Oh yeah.
Ray of frost, but I think they'll be immune to cold. Well, I've got Scorching Ray. The Scorching Ray that it does the 3 things and it's targeted. So,
Right, so less damage to the house. Because
and-
they've said something about kids, so we have to worry about hitting things.
Yeah, and Yelena heard a puppy.
More importantly, there's a puppy somewhere in the house.
Much more importantly,
There's a puppy in the house. Does doing it at level 3 give you an extra zap of fire?
ooh, hang on. Let's see. At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you create 1 additional ray for each shot.
So you get 4 attempts to zap it with
Level
fire.
of 2nd. Oh right, okay, shall we do that then? Yeah, I'll do that. Right, are we ready? Come on, rolls, do it. Hey.
All right. You hit with the 27. So 5 damage to start. Ooh. 15 hits. Another 5 damage. Ooh, another hit. Whoa, this one does 10 damage. This is a much more satisfying Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
You get 1 more.
Oh,
No.
Oh, hey, a 12 hit.
Wow.
bloody hell.
So as you let loose this pew, 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 pew set of scorching rays at this hulking, fleshy, giant zombie, it kind of grows like as it just bursts in fire. All in all, you did 27 damage to it with your scorching rays.
Nice.
And there are now scorch marks all over this creature where you can see where your blast landed and scorched it.
Lovely jubbly. Okay, and that's me done, I think.
Okay, let's see if we can skip Terrell's turn again. No, wait. The tiefling lady, she's way back here. She's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna go through the doorway and kind of like poop in the corner. Not poop in the corner literally, but she's like,
God for that.
ducking in the corner, and she's gonna Eldritch Blast again. The tried and true. And with the 14, she hits. Success. Doing another 7 damage. And now it's time to skip Terrell's turn. You're up.
Okay. Right, that's 30 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, because I don't want to block everyone else. So I'm going to run into the room. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to Misty Step into the room, and then I'm going to use my movement to get up here so that I'm out of the line of sight from the doorway to prevent other people from going to target him.
So you're right next to this hulking creature.
Yes.
The one person within range. Maybe.
Can I use the 2d8 again because it's undead? I'm assuming.
Yes, it is undead, so you would use 2 if you hit. Not 20! Woo!
Alright.
Get that moonshine
Well, not
out
only
while
that,
you roll all that damage.
I'm going to do a Divine Smite on him then. How the chuff do I do that? Now if I do the damage to him, that will impact it. Oh my word! Wow! Nice!
My word! My word, that was a lot of dice.
It was, wasn't it? Okay, hang on, let me just mark that spell off. Oh, it's a cantrip. What does that do?
It's free, isn't it? It's a cantrip.
Was that a cantrip?
No. It says you can expend one spell slot to deal radiant damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is a cantrip, but I don't think it works the same way as for me.
I feel like that's weird. It's like we have it set up kind of funky or something if it looks like it's a cantrip.
Alright. Well, never mind.
I think it's at least a level 1 spell, and then you can use a spell slot to determine the dice.
Okay, well I'm going to do the same again.
But this part of this was the fact that you rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, you did 52 damage with 1 hit. Holy shit. And with that, you smite it.
Oh my god!
You're like, I'm done with the weeps. I'm done with zombies. And you just smite the hell out of the zombie. You smite it back.
I was like, should I
whence it
use them on the
came.
weeps? And then I'm like, no, I keep it to the big thing, whatever it is.
You hit it so hard with the bow blade, and this burst of holy light comes off of it, and you knock it right back into the hole from whence it came.
Oh my god.
And
That was amazing. What a time to roll a 20.
And then as this combat ends, you hear like more like yip yip bark barks coming from the north, and the Eldritch Cannon lets out one little more burst of healing energy, which
Quick, Elena, get it!
Kai and the Ranger would be in the range right now. Do you guys have any injuries? You do. Somebody roll
yes.
how much is healed.
Yeah.
Oh
Not a lot.
man. Four hit points of healing for Kai. So, hey, it's every little bit. Woo, it's kind of underwhelming at the very end. It's just the turret goes, and then there's this like little like wee kind of as Kai heals for the tiniest amount. So let me switch back to more spooky music, but not like intense. We're gonna die. All right. And with that, as the tension of combat subsides and you all catch your breath and you look around, and it's shocking that for the most part, you all seem in good shape. Like some of you in better shape than when you got here. And some people are in perfect condition compared to when you first saw them.
Huh.
You look around at each other.
Yelena's gonna go inside.
And the blacksmith looks to you, Terrell, and he's like, I don't know who you are, but you have fucking excellent timing. And that's why we'll take our little adventurers break.
Adventurers break, yay!
Hey!
All right, see you back in like 10 minutes.
I am gonna keep that memory of killing that thing in 2 blows.
Nice.
Yeah, you took it
so
out.
great.
You wasted it.
That was great.
That was great. Well, great to hang on to that stuff for the big
Remember that when you're fighting the final boss.
Exactly.
Oh god, yeah. Well, that's why I want to rest.
Testing.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god! I just now realized that I had taken off my push to talk. So like all the stuff that I do, like trying to like get into like voices and stuff, and like talking to my cats and stuff that's been going on. That's been going on.
It's background noise. Cats.
I did after we broke to Little Adventurers break. I'm like,
all right.
Who's sleeping in the little thing? He's such a good little boy. Oh my god! I don't think anybody's watching this. So that's the plus. That's the plus of nobody caring if we stream this. It's when I'm making, or when I'm making grunting sounds, trying to prepare my zombie grunts. I'm doing that while people are talking.
I'm glad we know that's what it is.
And all the like the clink 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 of like bottles and stuff. But I've turned my push to talk back on. I was still pushing the button too the whole time. Clueless that I didn't have that going.
I do that. Sometimes I don't have the pushing the button to talk coordination down sometimes.
I turned off the setting for reasons because I think I recorded something else that required not having push to talk on, and I forgot to put the setting back on.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Hi, welcome. And I feel like it's because of the computer. I think the computer gives off ambient heat, or maybe I just get all like sweaty or something when we are playing because of like the tension of combat or something. I don't know, but I always feel warmer sitting at this computer.
I mean, it depends on the size of where you're playing, I suppose, but we're in like a smaller room with 2 computers. It does tend to warm up.
I feel like this room is the least efficient for air conditioning in the house, in my condo. Like, I feel like everywhere else in the house is 5 degrees cooler.
Annoying. That's my bedroom. Is the one that's my bedroom's above the garage. I'm like, why? Why did we do this design?
Yeah, that seems like somebody wasn't thinking. All the warm air would rise from there.
Yeah, or maybe there just needs to be better insulation.
Yeah.
In the roof of the garage. And there's also these 2 storage rooms that are off, like those little Harry Potter rooms.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's a dormer window.
Little Harry Potter rooms.
And those are not very insulated whatsoever, so.
Yeah. Oh, we're all back. Maybe we should start playing. Maybe we should start playing again.
It's just social. It's social hour.
Social time. It's social time. Oh, let me see if my cats are going to resume their positions. They came in here and they're both like sleeping and napping and stuff in little places being cute. But when I got up during the little adventurous break, of course, that made them like, oh, we have to get up now. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to settle down or if they're going to decide to start committing crimes and killing each other. Because it is about the time of day. It's getting to be that action time at like 3 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon and 3 in the morning. Those are party times for the cats. Okay, well, if you're physically, if not emotionally prepared. You guys have finished combat. Yeah. You're catching your breath. Polton Gray finally kind of whoops himself in the window.
I'm going to give him a withering look.
He spots the ranger. And he looks a little bit startled. Not like startled, like, oh, shocked. But, he obviously knows her. And he's like, Hazel, I didn't think you would survive. Who else is here with you? You took a suicide mission. And he seems, surprised and yet impressed. She just kind of looks over her shoulder. She's a little dismissive, like she's obviously, she knows him too, but she's not super impressed.
I wonder why.
Like our instincts are being validated.
Yeah. So the ranger's name is Hazel, from what you've overheard. It was rough going, but we've written you off as well, Polton. How'd you get separated from the others? And he just kind of shrugs. I lost my nerve. I'm ashamed to say it. Lost my nerve. When things started turning south. I went back to the inn. Hid in the scullery. Good week. Till the very end. But these strangers, they saved me. And she kind of like turns around. She looks at like Kai, because those are the ones, Kai and Yelena, when you're within your earshot or within visuals of her. And she says to them, like, my name's Hazel Blankship.
Hello.
Hello.
And everyone starts kind of moving into the next room where the hole is in the floor. Like, walk and talk, walk and talk, walk and talk.
Tyrell's just looking down into the hole, seeing if there's like a tunnel that we need to worry about.
The blacksmith is kind enough to kind of move the turret into this room, and everybody who is damaged within the next couple of in the next minute or so, you're back to full health.
Hey, cool.
Yay! Does it give spell slots back as well?
It does not give spell slots back,
Damn.
but you are at full health.
I'm going to squint down and say, do you think we should fill that in?
The blacksmith is kind of like moving around to the hole, and I'm going to say the hole is like where the body is now, where that little purple splat is, because he got knocked back into the hole from the force of Tyrell's blows. The blacksmith peers in. And he's like, I thought we were luckier. I thought they were focused on all the digging on the cemetery. Looks like there's a tunnel. Question is where they tunnel from.
Is there any chance that could take us to... Shit, I forgot his name. Brossfeather?
Well, there's always a chance. He's definitely heading north. And it might be useful. I don't know about going straight to Brossfeather, but there's places we need to visit before. Well, I'd like to visit before we mess with Brossfeather again. We don't have a lot of time, though. Last scouting mission we had. The rest of the survivors that we know of, they're in the cemetery. They close themselves up in one of the sarcophagi. Not the sarcophagi, but one of the crypts. Yeah, there's room for more than one person in the crypt compared to a sarcophagi. Words matter.
Stress causes, yeah,
Oh, it's been a long day. It really has.
aphasia.
Oof. I know they're doing digging there. They're trying to get in. How much do you know about Zelbross, and where the hell did you come from? Because you're not from around here. And he stops himself and he holds out a hand to you, Tyrell, seeing as how he witnessed you taking out that hulking zombie in a couple of blows. And he says, the name's Sigus Karan.
I shake his hand and say, I'm Tyrell, this is Kai, and this is Yelena. We were actually part of a party heading to, I'm going to say Panas. And then I guess I explained that we obviously came up to Zelbross and we were talking to, she says, going back through her notes. Shit, I haven't got her name.
So you're trying to make it through. Most people try to make it through.
Yeah. Yeah, but when we heard what was happening, we wondered if we could do something about it.
Most people try to make it through town, don't hear something's happening first, and the poor souls just get caught in the crossfire. They never make it out alive. Who gave you warning?
I ain't got a name written down.
Oh, trailer.
Yeah,
call
it trailer park.
Lady in a trailer outside town.
That's totally it. That's totally the vibes. It's like I'm living in the trailer park outside of town.
Caravan.
And Venator. She doesn't give a lot of shit. She lives in the trailer park outside of town. But you know what? She'll pitch in if shit's hitting the fan. Maybe she'll show up. So you mentioned like Venator and the caravan. So she's like, all right, yeah, them. Yeah, she managed to. Well, she and her uncle are pretty capable. And whatever she told you, I reckon it was true.
Well,
What strikes me as odd is she probably told you the truth and came anyway. So that says something for you strangers. You seem to be able
it
to
says
handle
what, Chris?
yourself with a sword. Not
Well,
your first
try.
zombies.
I'm not sure I've seen one that big before.
Neither have I until recently. There's a lot of things I haven't seen before that I've seen recently for the first time. How much do you know about the undead? Have you fought many?
They were dead and now they're not.
Well, that's all true. I got distracted from telling you what I know about the cemetery, didn't I? This lot, we were holed up in the last place in. A couple of weeks after everything went down. But we knew we couldn't stay. Brossfeather kept sending out the undead, pushing out our defenses, testing us. And we had a lot of children, mostly children who survived the first cullings. Needed to try to get them out, so we hatched a plan, have a diversion. The warden would try to get a few people and the children out of town to the north while we were distracting. That's what Cherish, and he's pointing, when he says Cherish, he points to the tiefling lady and Hazel and I. That's what we were set to do. There were a couple more of us, but they didn't make it. But we committed to being the diversion. But there was too many. We were overwhelmed. And in the confusion, some of the children who were with the warden, well, they got cut off by the undead, and they're with us now. Along with the temple dog. Oh, we better go get the kids out. They're huddled in the lavatory, or in the loo, in the lav, whatever. They're like in the next room, and like they call out to little kids, and you hear like a creak of a door and another door, and there's like a little girl, and she's holding a puppy, and there's a little boy, and Hazel moves forward, and she moves to the little boy, and she's like, "This is my son. He's an idiot. Doesn't do what he's told." Because if he did what he was told, he'd have been run with the other group and not been here in danger. She looks at the little puppy too, and she's like, and that, they may call him good boy, but he's a bad dog because he doesn't follow instructions either. And the little girl just like holds the puppy. And the puppy, good boy, just pants, like mouth open, little tongue lagging, looking like a cute little golden retriever puppy.
I'm a dog.
Everybody, you could do a nature or a religion check. I'm gonna shove Yelena into the room as if you're actually talking to people. All three of you. You look at this little puppy with like its I'm a dog expression, and all of you, for different reasons, looking at this puppy, you're like, oh, this isn't a normal puppy. This puppy's weird. Kai's like, there's something magic about this puppy. Yelena, you're like, well, this isn't a normal dog. I'm not sure why it's not a normal dog, but it's not a normal dog. Terrell, you look at this puppy and you're like, oh, what? The temple had a celestial dog? Yeah, Terrell, you can spot right away. There's like a little bit of an aura about this dog, given your paladin background. This is not just a puppy. This is a celestial puppy. You wager that, sometimes you've heard of this happening, like when there's a temple and there'll be a guard dog, and it'll be a guard dog of a celestial nature to guard the temple. And you suppose that's what this was. It just is really young and maybe not as strong as a full guard dog.
Okay.
But when they call it a good boy, he's literally a good boy.
Right.
So, our escape was foiled, was wrecked. We had to retreat. We grabbed the kids who'd gotten separated from the group trying to escape. And we bolstered up here. Polton there, idiot he is, got separated, and I guess he's been holed up in the inn. Well, probably smart. This will be the last place they look after they overran the place. Everyone else, they took shelter in a crypt in the cemetery. A week ago. It's a problem. Not because they don't have food and ale. There are people in the group who can make rations. They can hold out there for a while. Indefinitely, probably. The warden follows Shantea just like Lord Brossfeather did. And her sanctuary can keep the dead at bay to a point. Brossfeather knows that, though, because he was in those same footsteps once. He was one of them. Before. He set some of the dead to digging, making their own entrance, a new one the warden may not be guarding. It looks like they did the same thing to our cabin. So the question is, do they start tunneling from the cemetery or somewhere else? The village is big enough. It's hard to track the movement of everything. There's too many undead to know where all of them are at once, unless you're, well, Lord Brossfeather. We've been fighting the undead for over a week. I've come up with some ideas. I like to work with my hands. I'm the local blacksmith, in case you didn't realise. I like to make a few things, and in fighting the undead, I've come up with a few ideas of ways we might help fight them. Especially if we have to take Lord Brossfeather on again, but to do anything about them, I'd have to make it to my blacksmith shop. Do a bit of work.
How long would it take?
Well, that depends on what I try to make. I don't know how long we have. Certainly not more than 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, any more than 2 days, I'd be afraid that the crypt would be overrun. But I reckon I'll need at least 8 hours of crafting. And while I have things I can work with now, I wouldn't hate taking a little run by the Undertaker shop. I think they might have a few more supplies that would be useful. But I can live without that if we don't have time, if it's too dangerous. I'm curious where this tunnel leads. I tell you that because if we have to travel through town up north, it's dangerous. Chances are we're going to have more skirmishes with the undead. This tunnel, we don't know. We don't know if we just killed the undead that were in this tunnel, or if it's filled with them. So it could be good, it could be bad, but wherever it takes us, it might take us where I need to go more safely than overground. Or it might not. So I have to think about the risks. I also hate that we still have the children with us.
Alright, well, let's address that first. Can you get them out of town? Can one of you take them out of town? Go to Venus. She knows where our caravan is. Venus already sent 2 children to our caravan to try and get them safe, so they could go the same way.
It's possible. I worry the kids who've been here long hold up. Anyone Vina would have had with her would have left earlier in the skirmishes. They weren't. Well, she wasn't part of us holding up the inn. She was out before then. The longer anyone is in Zelbross, the more marked they are by Brossfeather. The kids just might put a target on the back of anyone. If they try to leave,
Right.
they might bring more of his wrath. In a way, I'd feel better if we had a safe place to hold them up while we did the work. Maybe something close to the exit out of town, but not quite out of town. They make a break for it only if they have to, but until we have it sorted, they're hidden safely.
Okay. I mean, the tavern was on the way in, wasn't it?
So, other than it is a little bit closer to the exit out of town because you don't have to go through like some of the alleyways, etc., that you went through to get to this cabin. It's just a little bit closer.
Okay. But it hasn't got a big hole in the floor.
But it doesn't have a big hole in the floor attached to a tunnel that goes who knows where.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that as of when you left, it was clear of undead. And if you mention the last place in, Sigus, he nods his head. And he looks at Polton Grey and he says, "Huh, we could do a Polton with that. After all, they've already overrun the place, so it's probably low on the rotation. So we could take the kids to the inn. Maybe not seek higher ground, but be ready to move if they have to." Maybe come up with a signal. Things go south. We can signal them to make a run for it. How are you with smoke?
Well, as it happens, Kai here is an absolute genius with fire.
Excellent. So you know how to send a message. All the codes?
It's more that he can put things to light.
I mean, I can make a bonfire if somebody knows how to do the smoke signals.
I mean, would either of us have experience?
All of you do a survival check. Yelena.
One would hope.
Oh, and Kai! Natural 20. Oh my god, more moonshine.
Wow.
So both Yelena
Kai know how to do
and
this.
Kai being a fire boy, he knows all about SOS. Morse code, all the codes. Not a problem for Kai.
You just waft a blanket over a
Yeah,
fire, don't you?
you just set something on fire and waft a blanket. It's easy peasy. And Yelena's like, yeah, it's easy peasy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Terrell's just shrugs. It's like, but they say so. It's like, well,
yeah, that's not my sort of thing.
It involves fire. I thought you had to have a smoke machine.
I can, however, suggest an action to see if there's anything in that tunnel. And I get my jade staff out.
Alrighty.
And turn it into a snake.
You turn it to the snake. Snake's back. Snake looks around.
So I get down on one knee and say to the snake, I need you to go scout out that tunnel for me. There may be someone dead down there, so be careful. If you see anything, zip back here quick as you can.
The snake is pretty excited, like up until he hears the word undead, and you see like the snake kind of deflate, like, oh man, undead again. And he gives you like this little look, like, am I gonna get stomped? Am I gonna get stomped again?
As soon as you see anything moves down there, you come back.
And weirdly, the snake seems to kind of shrug with the way that it like flicks its body. And then you see it begrudgingly descend into the tunnel. And then it's gone for a while.
All right. While he's gone scouting, let's
Yeah.
discuss. Is someone going with the kids? Are we all going with the kids? Get the map out and see where the... I can't remember where the blacksmiths were. Where's this Undertaker that you think's going to be useful?
The boy speaks up and he's like, Mom, I think you should take us. I think you should stay with us, Mom. You should take us. And Hazel's like, whatever this boy's name is, which I don't remember. She's like,
Bob.
Fleet, you're getting on my last nerves. You need to not be so clingy. Maybe there's a better option.
I mean, you're a ranger, so I'm assuming you would understand smoke signals.
Well, yeah, I understand smoke signals. Who do you think's been doing the smoke signals? I've been doing the smoke signals, so...
Okay.
I could certainly do that. But... there's a lot at stake here, and... Well, no offense, I don't know you really much, so I would rather that one of us take the kids. And... maybe Cherish would be a good option? Well, it doesn't have to be me. Sycus, well, you need to go. You're the most capable out of all us. But I don't know any of you. And I don't trust my kids with you, Polton. You're an idiot.
I'm gonna surreptitiously nod.
But I want to fight. And the little kid's like, Mom, you should stay with me. And Cherish kind of steps forward and she's like, you should probably take the children. This is no offense to you and your capabilities. But your weapons are not magical. And all of the undead that we fight, they have some resistance to what you can do. I'm not saying you're not useful, and I'm not saying you aren't fierce, but if we're going to be facing Brossfeather, I think you're going to be the least effective, Hazel. That's just how it is. And Hazel looks a little deflated. She's like, all right. I'll take the kids. Good boy lets out like a little bark, bark, bark. And the little girl who's holding him in her arms, he starts to wriggle free, and he jumps out of her arms, and he jumps to the floor, and he like circles, and he's bark, 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 bark. And then he runs over to Kai and jumps in Kai's arms.
Kai's noodle arms.
Yeah, Kai's noodle arms. You suddenly got this like golden retriever puppy that's like somehow magical. And he's looking up at you with his like, I'm a dog smile. And he's like panting. And you look into his eyes. And you're like, yeah, I see something celestial and holy. But I also see something that wants to kill. And your heart feels a little prickle of warmth. This dog gets you.
Can I cast Speak with Animals?
Sure.
Made a face coming into his own.
It's going to come in handy when the snake comes back anyhow.
All right. So I do that, and I go over to, hey, good boy, how are you?
Hi. I'm a good boy. I'm a dog.
Yes, you are.
When do we get to kill undead?
Oh, any minute now, probably.
I'm gonna bite them. I'm gonna murder them. They're terrible. They shouldn't exist.
Is there something special about you, good boy?
I'm a dog. I'm a good boy.
Lots of dogs don't want to kill undead.
Well, they're stupid dogs. I'm a smart dog. This guy looks fun. He looks like he likes to kill people. I mean, bad people. I mean, wait. I'm not sure he likes to kill bad people.
He likes to burn things.
I'm beginning to notice he might have some moral ambiguity. But if he's willing to kill zombies...
Okay, yeah, you're smart. Okay, moral ambiguity.
If he's down for the zombies, I'm here. I want to kill the zombies. They are natural.
See, most dogs want to kill squirrels. Why do you want to kill zombies?
Why would I kill squirrels? Shantae,
Yeah, good question. That's my
Shantae
dog.
doesn't have beef with squirrels. If the squirrels were evil, if they were devil squirrels, I would totally eat them. Yes,
Did
but
he
if
say
they're
his
nice
dad?
squirrels... What?
Did he just say his dad doesn't have a beef with squirrels?
Shantae. That's my mom.
Who's Shantae? Do we know who
The
Shantae?
god? The
Yeah,
god that...
You know, Shantae is the god of, like, agriculture and stuff, harvests. She has big ties to the Emerald Enclave.
Okay,
right?
So we would know her.
Shantae, Maliki, Sylvanas, they're like all, you know, Angarad, these are all... Even that winner chick who I can't remember her name of off the Arl, you know, have some ties to the Emerald Enclave. Anyone associated with seasons and stuff. But like Shantae is a biggie. In fact, Yelena, you know that there is a place called Golden Fields to the southwest, kind of southwest of Waterdeep. That is like this whole, it's a fortress, but it's also like this ginormous farm temple that is a temple dedicated to Shantae, and that is one of the fortresses associated with Shantae and the Emerald Enclave. So many members of your organization do hang out there. So you have at least been to temples of Shantae in the past, in passing, for short periods, for jobs, getting jobs. So you know, Shantae. Yeah, she's a goddess. That's my mom. Ugh, how soon till we get to the zombies? Arf!
Do we need to worry about how the dog got here, or do we just take the extra help?
Grr. What do you mean how I got here?
Well, did your mom send you for a particular...
I was assigned to the temple by Mom to guard it. And the temple's in trouble. Someone infiltrated, someone corrupted. It will not be tolerated. So I'm a good boy.
Shantae's on the ball.
I'm a good boy.
Okay, so it seems like the dog's coming with us.
Yeah, I went to turn to the kids. I'm sitting here talking, did not push to talk.
The little girl looks like she's ready to cry. She's like holding her arms out.
Oh.
Her name's like something like Trini, or no, not Trini, but something or other. I'll call her. But that's my dog.
Is it?
He's saying he's the temple's dog.
Yeah, but I live at the temple. He's my dog. He's my dad's dog. Good boy, you're being bad. Stay with me.
So I turned to Good Boy. It's like, she's saying you're her dog.
She doesn't mind her orders. She's not trained very well.
This is Good Boy saying that about her?
Yeah, he's saying that about her. She was supposed to...
It took a minute to process that.
She was supposed to follow her father out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to fight evil. But she didn't do that. She was like, no, I want my dog. And she broke off from the group. And she tried to get me to stop killing evil. And then her little stupid friend followed along with her. And he points to the little boy. Or like, he doesn't point, but he's like... Or he like lifts one paw and he like...
Lifts one paw.
Does in the direction of the boy.
Little boy's like, what the fuck?
Neither one of them are well trained. You can get them out of here. Get them away from bad decisions.
Well, you know, I think the thing is that you're very cute and adorable, and they don't know that you're powerful and can take care of yourself, which I'm assuming you can do.
I've got some powers. I am not fully grown. If I was fully grown, I'd be really tough. But I definitely have powers that can help against the undead, and I am not going to shirk my duty in favor of babysitting some badly trained kids.
I like this dog a lot.
I do like this dog.
The little girl's just like, shoved, like dragging her feet in front of her, and she's obviously like, she's not quite at like full meltdown stage, but she's really pouting about this turn of events.
Of course.
There's like this heavy sigh. Well, I can't have my dog. Are you going to save my dad? He's not dead yet, right? You said he's not dead. She's saying that to the blacksmith.
So we all turn to the blacksmith.
Her dad's the warden.
Right.
Last we scouted, he was still holding fast. And what we're gonna do, and what we're gonna use Good Boy for, is to try to save everyone. And if we don't do that, the odds of you being reunited with your dad and your good boy, pretty slim. So, young lady, take this as something you don't like, but you've got to do. Like cleaning your room. And she makes a face. I don't like cleaning my room either, but okay. And you're all kind of like struck, because this is very much like the posture, like, and the tone of voice that you associate with Sprinkles a lot of the time. And looking at her, you like kind of think of your owlbear who's back with the caravan. And there's this thought, like, maybe it was a good idea that you did not bring her into this situation. And you also think, maybe our owlbear isn't well trained. Just maybe.
Well, maybe we need to have Sprinkles and Good Boy get together after this is all over and have a heart-to-heart conversation.
Maybe so.
I like it.
So Hazel, the ranger, gathers the two kids up, and she has them like kind of get some of their stuff together. There's like, a few like small bags of rations. You see them gathering like bags of apples and some extra arrows. And the kids, they have these like little like bottles that look like they're kind of like makeshift Molotov cocktails that the kids are equipped with. And she's like, okay, last place in. The scullery worked for Polton. So let's see how the scullery works for us. And she also grabs what looks like an eyeglass. What is it?
Telescope?
Telescope. Yeah, oh my god. I'll keep an eye out for signal.
Okay.
Just signal. And she says to Kai, just signal. Morse code. Go. And we'll make a run for it. Or safe. And we'll head north. So if you signal go, they'll run south towards Venus caravans. If you signal safe, they'll head north towards the road out of town, past the cemetery. And so they all gather together. She gives you guys one last final nod. She hugs both Cherish and Sigus, the blacksmith, and they head out towards the inn. Just because we have way too many people on this combat tracker.
Practical purposes.
Your snake comes back, Terrell.
Snek is back.
Snek is back. Before the Speak with Animals is completely ended, you still got a couple minutes left. The snake appears, does a little slither tongue.
So I'll ask,
Looks a little bit happy, but a little bit wide-eyed.
what'd you find?
Well, the tunnel's clear. Not a lot going on in the tunnel.
That's good.
Except for that really gross thing right below the hole.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Gross dead thing. Mm-hmm.
And it goes north. Like, really north. Yeah, north. And then it gets to a place. Oh, there's another hole in another building. It's kind of, I don't know, an undercroft or a basement. There's lots of barrels in it. Smells funny. Really big barrels. There's a couple bottles of wine. There's stairs leading up, but I didn't go up them. And there seemed to be a chute. Like... a freight elevator? But it didn't come all the way down to this basement. Just sort of stopped at the ceiling. Heard a couple sounds. Didn't like those sounds. But otherwise the coast seemed clear. Barrels. I saw barrels. And then your speak with animals runs out.
So I convey that. North, undercroft, barrels, smells weird.
The blacksmith rubs his chin. Well, that doesn't sound like the cemetery.
But that might take us to what's his name?
Well, he's likely in the cemetery. That's his point of operation. Unless he sees us trying to leave or up to something particularly useful.
Maybe the system serves staging, you know. Can't do everything in the cemetery.
Thing is, if a tunnel was dug from wherever this tunnel leads to, that means there's probably undead in that building. Barrels, though. Funny smell. I'm gonna do an insight, maybe an insight check, an investigation check. I think an investigation is probably the correct flavor for this, maybe. Which he's not proficient in, but okay. But he rolls a 21. Which means if there's a weird smell and there's barrels, this might be very convenient for us. Because the only other place that has giant barrels in the basement that I know of other than the inn is the Undertaker's shop. They've got those barrels of embalming fluid. And embalming fluid smells a lot funnier than ale. It might be a good trek. Underground. Your snake says, it's a weird phrase I never thought I'd say. Your snake says that the tunnel is clear. Maybe it'd be worth it to travel it. At least to get to the Undertaker's shop. Things seem unsafe. We can cut out through the front door, just one flight up. The Undertaker shop itself is 3 floors. And, conveniently, the Undertaker shop is pretty close, practically across the street from my blacksmith shop. I need that forge if I'm going to make anything that might help fight Brossfeather. I've come up from our fights with the undead, and he pulls out a couple vials and like bottles, jars of materials. There's this one vial, and it has this kind of effervescent, this kind of smoky, gaseous goop in it. It's like fumes. Like if you have a smoking box and the fumes are just smoking in it, It's kind of like that, but like in a vial. Some of the undead that have attacked us. Incorporeal things. We managed to get the essence of them. And I think a few things that might be helpful to us could be crafted out of this. And then he pulls out another jar, and it has like this dark sludge in it. This is undead ichor. Again, we could potentially fashion this to make something that would help us either in defense or attacking the undead. And it'd be worth a time, a stop off at the blacksmith to use these things. I'm also thinking that embalming fluid. There might be some things we could do with embalming fluid. It'd be worth going to the Undertaker shop. But I don't know what we're going to find there. Your snake only went to the basement, 3 floors up. What's in those 3 floors up? Was it just our big lumpy friend here? I mean, you
There's
made
only going to be
short
one way to
work of
find
this.
out.
You made short work of this fellow. If we run into other big lumpy friends, I think you could take him out, yes?
Can we take that special healing gun with us?
Absolutely, because the special healing gun comes with me. It's a little creation of mine.
You need to patent that. That's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
You're
Yes.
not the only one that can make these things. I can make a couple. I've come up with a few designs. The first one we tried, unfortunately, that we tried during our escape was a fire-based one. Wasn't super effective against Brossfeather himself. In fact, you should take a note of that. And he looks at you, Kai, and says, you like fire, but it's not effective against Brossfeather.
Do you know what was effective?
He used to have a head. Now his head is fire. So,
Yeah.
Fire turret, pretty much balls. I can also do one that emits force. I think he can do one that emits force. I'm making this up off the top of my head because I can't remember the details of the Artificer Artillerist class right now. But he makes one that does another type of damage, and he makes one that does this healing aura. My turret lasts about an hour, but I can fashion up a new one right quick. I've got the framework. Doesn't take me long. Come in really handy in this battle, this siege, while we've been attacked by the undead over the past week. So I was counting on having one whenever we tried to face up Brossfeather again. But you have to keep in mind, it's only good for a 10-foot range. So if you want to take advantage of its effects, you have to get within 10 feet of it. Some of the other things I have in mind. Using this incorporeal essence and this ichor of the undead. If I could just get a little bit of the ectoplasm from the undead, I think I could make something, perhaps an area of effect. It would be like barbed wire around the grounds for anything that crossed it, whether it was incorporeal or not. We could use that as a barrier between us and creatures. Maybe do ranged attacks against Brossfeather, his minions, as much as we could. The thing is, I'm missing ectoplasm, and it would take me maybe 6-8 hours to make it in my blacksmith shop. We could be cutting it pretty close.
Well, I think the main thing is to get to the I think we should. My suggestion is we use the tunnel, get to the Undertakers, see what's there, try and get stuff that you think is useful, get across to your forge, and hole up there for a bit, and you craft what you can while we do whatever other preparations we can, and we set ourselves a time limit, and then at that point we have to go.
2 days. 2 days is the maximum we can take. We agreed?
That sound alright with everyone else?
I think so. When was the caravan expecting us back?
Well, we told him to wait 3 days, but I mean, we can always
3 days.
can always try and all they're going to do is try and work their way around, aren't they? So
right, so we can find them
or potentially go back.
Yeah, because like that 3 days timeline is Belafana doing the thing that she doesn't want to do, which is trying to figure out how to move the caravan by river past Zelbross. Anyone can do a nature check.
I say I've used up all my good rolls.
Yelena, you think back to what you saw on your way to this cabin. There is a stretch of river that cuts through Zelbross itself. It's where you saw creepy amphibian thing in the water. You're not sure from your understanding of the terrain, though, whether that was like a tributary off the main river or whether that was the river itself. So you're not quite sure if this is like going to be a problem for Belafana or not. That if they decide to try to take a raft up the river, if they might not just go floating straight through town, or if what they decide to do is somehow crossing banks and then going through the woods and just involves cutting trees to set a new path that goes around. You're not sure what decision Belafana would take at this point, but there's this thought in your head that if Belafana makes the wrong decision, she might just lead the whole caravan into this domain of dread. And that feels a little bit unsettling to you.
Yeah. Do we know if anybody back there in the caravan reads smoke signals, or can we convey that?
You don't know for certain. You know that... Well, I think Kai's pretty certain that, like, Terry knows squat about squat. Like, Terry absolutely does not know smoke signals. But there's a chance that there is one scout that Jomont left behind. I think that's Quiver, the tiefling scout that was part of his troops. And there is Belafana and Noodles Fabian, who are they seem to have some druid kind of interests. You know, Belafana's been in research. She has a book of druid-like things, herbalist kind of things. And Noodles Fabian, you know, he's a shapeshifter.
Okay. Is there a fireplace in here that we can use to pump out smoke?
Yeah, like the ranger's gone, but like either Sigus or Cherish can like point you towards the chimney that they were using to do the smoke signals themselves.
Okie dokie. So I guess we'll do that then. We'll just sort of put out our little smoke signal message.
Okay.
I don't know how much nuance we can put into it.
What kind of what message are you going to do?
Oh gosh.
Don't come into town.
Yeah. Be careful if you go by river. Be careful to not come into town.
Avoid town at all costs.
Yes. I don't know. Can we direct her which? I don't know if we know which tributary to. It's possible river could take you.
River could take you through town.
Yes.
Stop, avoid wood, or take woods.
Yes, take woods. That's good.
I'm over here identifying who actually knows smoke signals.
Otherwise, we're just sitting out some smoke.
Rolling for smoke signals.
And I keep thinking about like messaging spells. I'm like, why don't we have any of those? Can rangers get those?
Yeah, we didn't think about it, did we? something to think about next time
Okay.
you level up.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you've done your message, and it remains to be seen if it did anything for anybody.
Well, we tried.
Yeah, maybe it's possible they just picked it right up, or it's possible they absolutely had no idea what a smoke signal is.
Yep.
Or somewhere in between, maybe they saw a smoke signal, but they couldn't quite make out what the point was.
Oh, they were like, oh, there's something on fire over there.
Oh no, Zelbross is on fire. Oh no, one of the NPCs is not here. Okay, well, I've checked for the important ones. Okay, so you've done your smoke signal. So you're definitely going to go through the tunnel.
Yeah, do we want to rest first?
We're healed up, right? Or do we need to rest for the spell slots? Yeah.
I'm just concerned about Kai's spell slots. I mean, I've got a couple left, but if it's a big fight, we'll be screwed.
If we're going to
I'll be
rest
screwed.
here, the blacksmith suggests I'd say let's close up the wall that was broken through. Let's close up the floor. Honestly, I'd rather wait till we got to the blacksmith, but we don't know what we're going to find at the Undertaker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How about we take watches?
Okay.
Good idea.
Alrighty.
So everybody kind of gets together and you shove things up against the opening that was knocked through by the weeps. Polton Gray is not useless for once, and he sets a trap in that area where the wall was knocked through. So it's like this snare of sharp pieces of wood that if something tries to come through the opening from the other side, it will shoot several arrow-like shards of wood in that direction. Who wants to take first watch?
I will.
Okay.
Kai doesn't need as much rest time, do you?
No, so I can do my whatever.
Yeah, you only need 4 hours.
That's the same for Yelena, right?
No, because you're half elf.
Half elf. Okay, less.
So 2 hours pass. Roll a perception check, Terrell.
Okay.
All right. So with the 17, you kind of make the rounds throughout the cabin over this time just to make sure that there aren't any more undead gathering, trying to make another wave, another bolster strength of forces against the people in this cabin. You stop by the hole, and every once in a while you'll summon your snake and be like, go through here. Check it out. Is the coast still clear? The snake comes back. Coast is still clear. And it's fine for the first 2 hours.
Okay.
Who takes the next watch?
I can take it.
Okay. You do perception. $19. You do the same thing. Trolling through the house. Towards the end of your 2-hour shift, you think you hear the sounds of scrappling against one of the blockaded windows. Something triggers a trap. And as the trap is triggered, you hear this ow, ow, ow. It seems that a dire zombie wolf triggered one of the booby traps in the windows and earned a lot of paint for its attempt. And there's a kind of scrapple and sounds of paws running away. The zombie wolves maybe are slowly regrouping. You duck down the tunnel briefly. Use your eagle eyes, your distance vision to try to see if there's anything coming, anything in the tunnel. And for at least the first half of the tunnel, it seems to be a pretty straight shot before it begins to curve at all. And you can tell the first at least 200 feet of this tunnel, it's clear. In your watch comes the end. Kai has now had a long rest.
Yay! Thank you.
Everyone else, though, is still getting some rest in. Do you want to continue?
How long do we need in order for us to have a long rest?
For everyone but Kai, we need 2 more watch shifts.
Then I would risk it, Yelena. It's entirely up to you. I mean, I've used 2 first level slots, but I've got 2 left and 2 second.
I've got 1. I just used 1 slot for the speak with animals.
Okay.
Okay. Who's going to take the next watch?
Well, me, because I'm rested.
Yeah, you're bouncy and bushy-tailed.
Uh-huh. Always.
Kai takes the cucumber off of his eyes. He's like, I'm on the job now. So Kai, you do your little perimeter of the house. Make your perception check.
Oh, boom.
Natural 20. Oh my god, the third moonshine shot of the day. It's been nicely paced though. And I just remembered, didn't Kai roll a natural 1 earlier?
Kai
Yes.
did. Yes. What does that mean?
It gets the need for her to do another shot.
No, it means I need to give you back a inspiration.
Oh, excellent.
So let me do that. Inspiration for Kai.
Thank you.
I'm glad I remembered that. So Kai wanders around. Nothing. It seems the wolves, maybe because that they realized there were a lot of seriously charred wolves dead outside of this cabin. Maybe just because the traps scared them off. Maybe it's a sign that for whatever is happening right now, Lord Brossfeather's attention is not focused on the survivors in this cabin. But you don't pick up anything immediately surrounding the cabin trying to work its way in. No signs of another round of undead foes trying to siege the cabin anew. But you poke your head into the tunnel hole and you peer into the darkness. And you think, as you stare down the long straight hallway, what is that? There's something in the darkness. Something slight in the distance. Doesn't seem to be approaching. But you have a strong feeling that when you go into the tunnel, you might need to be on guard.
Okay.
Just in case. Then again, you might be just imagining things.
It's possible.
But you decide to warn everybody that you think you might have seen the flickers of something hiding in the shadows.
Okay.
Last watch.
Well, I could do that again, can't I?
It's true. You can do it again, or one of the NPCs needs to do it. And
Well,
during this time, the Eldritch Cannon has actually worn out. Like during the first watch, the Eldritch Cannon kind of reached the end of its motor life and kind of busted apart. But Sygus does not seem bothered by that. That these things have a certain lifespan. It's definitely more than 10 minutes, though, so yay. So do another perception check, Kai. 18. Y'all are rolling very well. You do another perimeter. Much quicker this time because you feel like you can't leave the opening to the tunnel for very long at the risk that whatever is in there, what you suspect might be in there, might suddenly decide to make an approach. But you don't pick up any signs of any strong threats. Maybe a scratching at a window here, a little grunt sound, a whisper that you don't particularly like coming from outside the cabin. But nothing that is reminiscent of the hulking brute that bust through the floor earlier. Nothing that sounds like the mournful cries of those weeps that caused such destruction in your earlier battle. So you return to the tunnel opening and you poke your head down and you look, and in the distance, 200 feet away, there's still that kind of flicker. You don't like that flicker. Make an investigation check. You don't know what it is. But you think it's one thing. But whether it's one thing that matters or just another zombie, you can't tell.
okay.
Your watch ends, and everybody has a long rest, so I'll award the long rest. That rest, it be long. Everybody's awoken. If you're hungry, everybody can take, do your rations really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody reports. So the group's like, okay, Kai thinks there's something in the tunnels. He's not sure what it is, though. Didn't get good enough glimpse to be able to determine what the thing is. But about 200 feet in this tunnel, you guys might have a conflict.
Shall I jump down first then? Just to tank it, and you guys can snipe at it from afar if need be?
Alrighty.
Everyone's set?
As will ever be.
Better check what it is before we start firing at it, though.
Well, yeah,
In case
but I'm
it's
just...
friendly.
In case if it's friendly, then it won't attack me when we get close to it, so...
It's like another bad bunny, shooting lightning bolts at it might not be a good idea.
Please don't talk about the bad bunnies like that. Right, Tyrell jumps down the hole.
Down the hole! Okay.
Lands on squidgy zombie. Ugh!
Yeah. Everybody who jumps in the hole needs to do a dexterity check just to see if you can avoid landing in the zombie remains.
Nope.
Check or save? Save?
A check.
Do the again then.
I would say like acrobatics, or can you do acrobatics if
Oh,
you have if
wait
you're
a minute.
proficient?
Acrobatic. I'm good with athletics. Would that work?
Athletics, yeah. I'll give you that.
Then let me completely re-roll again. Oh, that's much better. I rolled like 6 times.
It's determined. It's gonna. This program's determined that I'm gonna have zombie guts on me. I think.
Yeah. So Yelena, you totally landed the zombie guts, but hey, good boy also, and he just like lets out this barking, like "Wah, wah, wah, wah." He's very angry at the zombie guts. Cherish,
he's not rolling in it.
yeah, he's not rolling at it. He like immediately jumps away from the zombie guts. Just like gross out. He's grossed out. Good boy does not like it. Cherish, the tiefling, also lands in the zombie guts. She's like snarling and she like rubs off her boots against the dirt walls of this tunnel. Kai, likewise. Well, no, Kai, I'll take your dexterity check. Give you a break. So Kai and Terrell, they are spared the guts. Who have I not? I haven't rolled for Sygus. Sygus is cool. He manages to avoid it. And that's everybody. So you get into this tunnel.
So, who's got dark vision? And can they see what's ahead? Because I don't want to light a torch and ruin, like, light and stuff.
Well,
that's us. Are we dark? Or are we just dim, low light vision?
I think Kai's got proper dark vision.
Yeah, I think Kai does.
Yeah, Kai has proper dark vision. You have dark vision, Yelena.
Okay, good.
Cherish has dark vision. Sygus does not have dark vision.
Alright, well, if you guys get right behind me, and Sygus gets behind them, and then hopefully you can tell me what's ahead of me.
Oh, I haven't put good boy in the map. Good boy. And good boy's near Kai, because good boy feels affinity for Kai.
Okay.
Like, he's not sure Kai is a good boy, but he feels like Kai is a murder boy, and that works for this situation. Okay, so zombie guts is being shaken off. The 3 people oh wait, I need to share the map. That's very important. Hello, 3 shots of moonshine. I'm sharing this tunnel. So the tunnel is starting to curve, and at the very end, you're like, oh my god, there's like... It's starting to curve, but there is like this one little straight shot, and you're about 60 feet away from where Kai says, I saw something moving.
I see dead people. Right, let me get ahead then on the order.
You can't see for shit, Terrell.
No, I know. I'm relying on Yelena and Kai big time
I'll come
here.
up here.
So Yelena and Kai and Cherish will roll perception checks. That said, Cherish is just really shitty with perception, so she's not gonna help you guys.
Kai forgot to take his cucumbers off his eyes.
Kai used up all of his good rolls during watch. Cherish rolls a natural 1.
She gets inspiration though.
She's super patient. She gets inspiration. And Yelena only gets 11, so you're like, Kai, are you sure that you saw something? Because I don't see anything. There's nothing there, Kai.
Well, it was there earlier, I swear.
Maybe it went back to the... Maybe it went back to the Undertaker shop?
Alright, are we sure? Because we could light a torch, but it's just going to bugger up your dark vision, that's all.
Kai, do you have any light spells?
I have, let me see. I have dancing lights.
Well, that's a light spell, Kai.
It isn't it?
It is!
Should I cast?
Well, I don't know. These are your decisions. Do you think that's a good idea, Kai?
I don't know. Should we do you want me to do dancing lights? Do you want to see where you're going?
I mean, it'd be nice, but I don't want to bugger it with your dark vision. But if you're not actually seeing anything in the dark, then maybe we should just get some light on the situation.
Kai's like, I'm a half elf. It's just both halves are elves.
What do you think, Yelena? I mean, also my sword gives off light, but only to like 10 feet. So
Dancing lights.
Go on, throw it.
We're gonna be. It's tunnel. There are lots of curves in here. It's not like we see that far ahead of us anyway.
Yeah. What does the dancing lights? How far does it go? Does it come with you?
I think it makes 4 little balls of light.
You create 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration. You can also combine the 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size. Oh, I always wondered what a human-shaped light bulb would look like, but there we go.
Okay, can you move it? Or is it like you cast it and it just stays?
He can totally move it, but I think there's like a range. Like he can only move it so far.
Oh, lights. You can move lights up to 60 feet to a new spot within range.
Alright, so like you can totally move these dancing lights within the range of where you thought you saw something earlier, like an hour ago.
Right, and if we can make it into like a humanoid form, we could use it as a distraction. Maybe it'd attack that if it was something that's,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
So, right, okay, so we're creating some dancing lights then.
Alright, so Kai creates dancing lights. And do you do 4 little globules, or do you do a figure that like kind of looks humanoid and light like? And where do you put it? Can you draw on the map where you put your lights?
Right, okay, so the range is 120 feet.
Oh, I thought it was 60 feet.
No.
Oh, the range for casting is 120,
yeah.
and then
I can move the lights up to 60 feet to a new spot within range, within the 120.
Oh, that's
all right. So
sweet.
where did you think you spotted the thing then? I suppose is the question, because we'd want it close to that and then move it from there.
Well, it was a couple of 100 feet, so I could do it.
I would say it's about. You thought it was about 60 feet away, about 12 squares away.
12 squares.
From where we are now, or from right at the start of the tunnel?
From where you are now.
Right.
12 squares.
Yeah, you kind of like moved a little bit deeper into the tunnel just because everybody's perception check was shit. And you can't see anything, so you moved forward like maybe 60 feet.
Do you have to be able to see where you're casting it though?
I don't know.
No, you don't, because the whole point of dancing lights is to be able to see stuff. And if that was like a restriction, then nobody would ever be able to cast dancing lights.
That's a good point, is that? Yeah. This is why you're the DM.
Yay!
I keep up with you just in case. Bottom of that bent, a bit further on.
How do you make a mark on a map?
There's like a toggle toolbar. Oh my god, all the moonshine. Oh my god, the white whiskey. It's doing me in. Toggle toolbar thing. If you like click on that, it brings up a whole bunch of little icon things.
Yeah.
There should be one that is a feather kind of in an inkwell. Quill in an inkwell that's drawing mode, and that will allow you to draw little spots on the map.
I don't see that on my little toggle bar.
No, it might just be DM superpowers, and I am really sad if that's true.
I've got it.
Alright, forgot it.
Cool, because I feel like players should be able to write on the map when they need to. So that's a good thing. Thank you, Fantasy Grounds.
Oh no, hang on. It's not. No, it's not working.
Oh man, I hope that's not my fault. Nobody panic.
Hang on, she is drawing.
She's drawing. She wrote a mark. Okay. So is that like one of 4 globules, or is that one humanoid light figure?
Well, yeah, humanoid.
Okay. Wonderful.
Fucking big stick
So,
man.
you do a little stick man in like the place where the body is, okay? Not where the head is, not where those arms are, because it's not a huge figure.
Yeah.
It's not like a gigantic. It's not the size of that zombie that Terrell smited earlier.
No, it's not to scale.
But suddenly you cast the spell, and this humanoid figure is at this distance, this place that you spot. You're like, it was right here. This thing. And as you create this figure that is just glowing with a brilliant radiance, the form like stretches his arms out like what is it, unilateral man? I can't remember what the Da Vinci term is.
I keep thinking of the things in Cocoon.
In front of it, like just 5 feet away, there is this dark figure, similar, like the absolute opposite of this light humanoid figure that Kai has created. Adjacent to it, a shadow. And it's suddenly brought into brilliant contrast against this light figure that Kai has created. And you're like, ah! Shadow right over there! Roll initiative.
My blimey.
And Kai's like, I knew it! I knew there was something there! This is Kai, always right. Feeling very...
Oh, god damn it, Yelena!
Very smug about this turn of events. Yelena is back in form with the maximum initiative of anybody. I have not rolled initiative for anybody else in the party, any of the NPCs, because I have drunk so much moonshine. Oh wait, I forgot how initiative works. How does initiative work for these assholes? Okay. You know, this has never been the problem before.
Oh god, how many moonshines have you had?
I don't think I've ever had to worry about the initiative of NPCs before. What is happening? Wait, I rolled con. What is wrong with me? It's moonshine. Moonshine is wrong with me. Plus, we're almost done. We're almost done with this game session, so I'm like doing my best, and yet failing. Good boy has a good initiative. Way to go, good boy. And Sygus. And Sygus isn't bad. Okay, I'm not going to change the combat music. Yelena's at the top of the initiative, as she usually is. So, and I'm not even going to change the music. Yelena, what do you do? Kai's like, there! Right there where I said it was the whole time. I don't know why you didn't listen to me.
Do I know, is this thing able to be hit with regular arrows? Or is it... Am I familiar with what this is?
Do a nature check or a religion check. I don't know why I just opened your character sheet. It does not matter. Roll one of those things to see if you actually know anything about shadows.
Sorta.
Yeah, with a 14, you're not quite sure about if there's something like it's particularly vulnerable to or resistant to. You don't. I mean, you're kind of like, okay, that thing with the weeps it kind of shook you because you were like doing damage to the people you're trying to protect. and that was messed up. But you've never run into that before, and you're kind of feeling like, what are the odds that this shadow thing... Shadows, those are mundane undead, right?
Yeah,
I don't think they have something that special. I don't think the psychic damage is a problem.
All right, I'm going to try an arrow and see if this works.
The 13 hits.
All right.
You do 9 damage. No, you do 6 damage. So it was partially resisted. But you think it's a shadow. It's probably just that I'm trying to shoot this solid arrow into a shadow.
Well, since I don't really have much else, so I guess I'm going to do that again.
Okay, so 11 does miss. So somewhere between 11 and 13 is the magic number.
Okay, good to know. All right, and so I just convey that, okay, this is undead. Regular arrows are not super effective on it, so if you guys have anything special, let her rip.
All right. Terrell. Hot off your success against ginormous brutes that are of zombie origin, what are you going to do with this shadow?
I'm gonna go kill it.
You're
I'm
just
gonna look over me. Yep, I'm gonna look over my shoulder and say, "Don't let me die," and I'm gonna go charging off, going, "Yeah!"
Yeah, you're just within movement range.
And then I'm gonna hit it with my sword.
Alrighty.
Hang on, I'm messing around with screens and doing it wrong. Right, there we go.
22 definitely strikes the shadow. And
wow,
true to your word, you swipe your sword through that figure formed out of darkness, and you dissipate it, and it disappears. And there's nothing there any longer.
I'm gonna put my shield up and look around because I don't trust that. There's got to be something else.
Perception check. Anyone who wants to.
Perception. Oh my word! I rolled a 20.
Oh Jesus!
Do I get another inspiration?
Oh yeah, you do. Actually, you can have up to 2. So you're stock. You're chock full of inspiration now, guy.
Thanks.
Jeez, after today's session, I might have to buy more moonshine. Kai, 2 stars for you, Kai. So between Terrell and Yelena, I really love how you get a natural 20, but you're -1 wisdom. So it's a 19. That really amuses me.
I know.
Yeah, it's still a natural 20. It's a natural 20. You look around, and Kai's like, let me at him! Let me at him! You don't know what's there and what's not there, Kai, but you know you were right. So you're like, whatever else is there, I'm gonna take it out, and you're kind of miffed that you haven't gotten to throw fire at anything. But Terrell and Yelena, as far as you can tell, the coast is clear. You see beyond, like, there's kind of like a turn in the tunnel. But Kai, you take one step forward where the shadow once stood, and now you can kind of see around the bend, and ahead of you, you see a broken through kind of archway where something similar to that brute that you experienced before beat through the stone wall that lined the next building the destination of this tunnel.
Okay.
And you looking through that open doorway, you see a part of a very large barrel that's being stored. You don't see any movement. From your vantage point, the coast is clear.
I turn around and wave the other guys on.
I just realized Polton Gray is still with you. What did I do with Polton Gray? I didn't put him on the map. He is still with you.
Oh, he's useless anyway, leave him.
But he's in the back of the group. The back of the lineup. But he is with you.
Okay.
Okay, I stopped doing push to talk, so I'm not sure where I stopped talking to you guys.
You said Polton Gray was at the back.
All right, that's a whole lot. Oh my god. Moonshine. It's really dangerous, y'all. Okay. So, Terrell, with your natural 20, you look ahead down the tunnel in the distance, a good 500 plus feet. You know, as far as your eyes can take, with squinting that you can make out. In the distance, you see the opening that the zombie Hulk had knocked through the building that is your destination. And between where you are now and that opening, you don't see any signs of anything else. What's more, through that opening, you don't see signs of any movement in your destination, at least through that opening.
Okay.
So what do you do now?
Well, I wait for the other guys to catch up and we move forward, because I'm assuming we can't... Well, you can move the light 60 feet?
Yeah, Kai can just keep the light 60 feet ahead of you the whole remainder of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Then I guess we just keep moving forward.
So Kai continues moving the light in front of you. You don't see anything. Terrell and Yelena, you stick towards the front. Everybody else kind of just follows up behind you. And true to your perception, Terrell, there's nothing else in the tunnel. Not now. And then there's this archway where it looked like a stone wall was beaten through by something large and impressive. Maybe not impressive, it was undead after all.
Okay.
Would you stop pushing your push to talk?
The moonshine's she's collapsed on the desk.
Yeah, it leads you to a place that to a tunnel thing. A tunnel thing. Okay? A tunnel thing, y'all.
Okay.
That has barrels in it, big barrels in the basement. And I'm moving you to another little map. This is the basement of the Undertakers. I'm sharing this map. Technically, there was kind of like an undercroft of the cabin where you were before. But I skipped over that part in favor of just let's go through the tunnel. But I shared this new map. So you come into this basement. There's stairs leading up, and the people of the three of you were in the front of the party, and you stepped in and you look around. The little light guys in here with you, maybe positioned at the base of the stairs. Let me draw a little dude.
I will say, because we appear to be well away from the building part of the map.
Okay, my drawing skills are nowhere as advanced as Kai's, as Rach's, because look at this little guy. Okay, so that's your little light guy. You see these barrels, and
there's nothing there.
There's nothing that you can tell in this basement that is exceptionally dead. It looks empty. as far as all of you are concerned.
Yeah, so Bonnie, we're not seeing. I see the room to the side, but it's all
To
black.
the right.
It's all black everywhere else.
Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. My
That's what we see.
apologies.
I zoomed out and I see the little guy.
You know, because there was supposed to be like a basement or an undercroft of the other place, I had put the other one under a fog of war, the destination where you actually are right now. So let me uncover it in my drunken state because I've had 4 shots of moonshine. And Jesus, this is working. I can't talk and talking and revealing math is so stupid.
Oh god.
My push to talk key is the worst one for like trying to talk and reveal parts of the map at the same time. You should be able to see it now, y'all.
We can.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So you're in the basement of the Undertaker's shop. And Sigus, the blacksmith, he steps in here and he's like, right, these are the storage barrels, embalming fluid. Let's grab a little bit of that. And as, you know, he starts to like kind of siphon some of it into a big jar that he has. And he tucks it like into his bag. And he seems to have a bag that's very similar to the bag that you guys have that you got off of that giant slug that you slayed in the sewers of Succumber. And you're like, whoa, this dude has a bag of holding. Just like ours. Oh my god, twinsies. And as he's doing this, and it takes a couple of minutes, you notice that in the corner, like just before the stairs where your dancing lights figure is, there is this kind of opening in the ceiling. And there's like this creaking sound. The sound of like a pulley system moving over squeaky gear. And when you enter this room, you see that it just looks like a square opening. But as you're waiting for Sigus to fill his vat, his little jar or whatever, with embalming fluid, something descends and it lands. A flat platform filling the square. Some kind of freight elevator that stops on the floor above. And it smacks. It covers the hole. Everybody do a perception check. Oh my god, you're killing me! Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Okay. Why did you have to start rolling really well, y'all? Oh my god, I'm out of moonshine now. So you guys, any more natural 20s will not be honored by this establishment. So, as it lands, you hear this hissing, kind of snarling, and Kai, specific to Kai's talents and interests, picks out the sound of fire coming from that elevator. You can't access it from this floor, but Kai can tell. I mean, all of you can tell there's something on that elevator, but Kai can tell there's something on fire. And that's what we're in today, because I can't risk any more alcohol consumption.
Yeah, you might have to go have a nap, Bonnie.
Plus, we've run over by like a good 20 minutes. Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Okay. Hello, end of the adventure today. Yeah. So we are kind of on track to be finished with Zelbross. in
by
the end of the year.
2 sessions, I'm gonna say, based off of where you are
Ooh.
right now. Yeah. So I think next session you're gonna be doing things in Zelbross. You're gonna be trying to prepare for the big fight, and I think the big fight's gonna be 2 sessions from now.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you're gonna finally face Brossfeather in 2 sessions.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of on track for getting out of Zelbross by September.
Nice.
Sweet Shantaea, make it so. So next time we play, in June.
15th.
The 15th, is that good for you?
Currently showing us 3 that weekend, so.
And I seem to recall that there was potentially an issue with July's 20th date.
Hang on.
What? Might have been Kim. I don't think it was it?
I'm supposed to go to a concert, but it doesn't look like I think I put it in my calendar, and it was not the 20th. Yeah, my concert's on the 13th, so we're good.
Okay, all right. Cool. I just wanted to, like, if we were having to shift it, I wanted to, like, do that early. But, like, yeah.
So what was it again? June 15th?
June 15th for our next session.
Yay.
Cool.
And then if anyone cares, July 20th is, like, on board after that.
I'll stick it in now.
And so I think, yeah, those are going to be, between those 2, we will finish with this Zelbross arc and get back on the road. So, you know, the spookiness does have an endpoint.
Oh, hang on.
And it's before October. Yeah, I could have sworn that Grim and Rach, that you guys had some kind of thing in July.
Yeah, I'm just checking because I'm not sure if I thought Pride was in August for us.
I can't remember.
Maybe I confused it. Maybe because yeah, that Pride strikes a chord. But I was thinking it was in July and not August. But you know,
Yeah,
I
because
mean, if it's
I know.
in August, that's great because like we'll be kind of in a siege between things. I think that would be more advantageous because we'd be kind of ending the Zelbross arc before we'd have a different break.
Yeah, so it's August 17th. It's always in August. I know June is Pride Month.
Yeah,
but
okay. So it's August.
Yeah.
So August we'll need to finagle a little.
Yeah.
Does anybody have feelings about that? Like, does anybody off the top have a preference? Like maybe doing August 10th or August 24th is better?
We're good either way. So whichever's more convenient for you.
At this point, I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything. I have no life.
I think
I need to get a life.
I don't believe that for a second. I mean, you're like, my concert's on the 13th.
That's the highlight this summer. I need to go someplace, man.
You just don't plan far enough ahead.
Yeah.
Problem. But you know, I benefit from that, so I don't know whether I should recommend you changing your ways. I'm gonna put August 10th because I think that's better for me.
Okay.
Works for me.
I just typed in DMD.
Oh dear.
Like a doctorate in dungeons.
We've got 2 concerts in June.
Who are you gonna go see?
We're seeing Sheryl Crow and Crowded House.
Oh, that sounds like my generation of music.
Yeah.
It's got Thompson Twins. It's this little festival thing, outdoor concert at the Plimsoll.
Oh!
It's a lot of UK bands.
Wait,
what's the name of this thing?
Kim, were you there like way back when we were like in middle school and we went to go see Howard Jones? Were you one of the people? I know Kathy was there.
I did not go. I didn't go. No, it must have been Kathy.
That like bird snorer. I know Kathy was there, but I think some other people were there. And I think, oh my God, because we were like 13 or 14 going to see Howard Jones in Durham or something.
Oh, that's fun.
It seems like the ultimate 80s right there.
Yeah, ultimate 80s. I imagine my parents told me I couldn't go for whatever reason.
That's totally possible. I'm surprised I got to go. So I also remember, did you do that thing with like when we went to see Bowie at Dean Smith Center one time and it wasn't really we went to go see Bowie twice, I think. And the
David
first
Bowie?
time, yeah, David Bowie.
No way!
At the Smith Center. And the first time I think was like Scott Moore at the time like drove us there. And we just like all slept on the way back. And I remember that was like during the Kingdom of Spiders tour. But then there was like a later one where the show was not sold really well. Like they didn't promote it properly. And the arena at Dean Smith Center was like halfway full. And you could tell like
I didn't go, but I remember you went to that because it was David Bowie and Nine Inch Nails, and now looking back, it's like I should.
I don't remember who I went with anymore, but I remember that David Bowie
was really Patrick.
So fucking cool about having the arena half full, but he still gave this amazing show.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so Totally Tubular Festival 80s New Wave Tour with Thomas Dolby, Thompson Twins. Thompson Twins, Dom Bailey, Modern English, Men Without Hats, oh my god, The Romantics, Bow Wow Wow, and the Plimsolls.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Wow.
July 13th.
Yeah, we cannot play D&D on that day. Well, it's a good thing we aren't, because that day is sacred.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, for all the like Gen X kids.
Exactly.
July 13th. Okay. I'm sorry.
Right.
I am so drunk right now.
I hope you remember that.
And it is all your fault. It's a good thing I'm recording this.
Listen, we did not make up the rule that we roll a 20 and you get pissed.
I know. And as Kim often
none of us,
repeats,
you could totally lie and we would be none the wiser.
I know. I mean, like Kim always says, you can choose not to. There is no obligation. This is all your own self-destruction.
Yeah.
But I think it's fun, and right now it seems like it's fun.
we think it, yeah.
But like in 8 hours, I'm probably going to think like, why did I do that?
Oh, God.
Thank you, everybody. I'm holding you still. We're half an hour late, and like all the British people probably just want to go to bed or like get off this call.
I'm starting to really
But you're
sweat.
too
It's getting
polite.
really warm in here.
You're too polite to say so, but you just really want to run away.
That's so funny. So funny.
Yeah.
No, honestly. But I do need to pee. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Time.
I think it was a great session.
It was a great session. Yes, it was very good. All right,
Thank you. So much fun.
I forgot to ask for feedback, but bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.